by request of the volunteers just to stand up and just take one step forward for us. You notice that you have the sujood, because I think there are more people coming than what was expected. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Walillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar kabira, walhamdulillahi kathira, wa subhanallahi bukratan wa asila. La ilaha illallah, wa la na'budu illa iyyah, mukhlisina lahu ad-din walau kariha al-kafirun. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ashabi sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ansari sayyidina Muhammad wa ala azwaji sayyidina Muhammad wa ala dhurriyyati sayyidina Muhammad wa sallim tasliman kathira. We'll shortly, inshallah, be praying Salat al-Eid. Salat al-Eid is made up of 2 rak'ahs, you know. The first rak'ah we have 7 takbirat, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar 7 times, followed by the second rak'ah 5 takbirat. All ila salatukum. Stand up, we're going to pray. Allahu Akbar. 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 Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى. ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. 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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونسترشده ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله، أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله. فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه العزيز: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أما بعد، كل عام وأنتم بخير. Eid Mubarak to you all. After the month of fasting, of struggle, of sacrifice, of sleep deprivation, alhamdulillah, we've reached our goal. And what we've achieved in Ramadan, don't let go of. Continue to strive and struggle and build yourself and nourish yourself with spiritual nourishment. Some people may ask themselves, why was it that I didn't get the most of Ramadan? Why was this Ramadan different? Why didn't I not feel the spiritual openings that I was seeking in this holy month of Ramadan? And I wanted to answer that question by approaching it in a slightly different way and address something that's becoming more and more important to us as a community, but actually wider society, and that's mental health. So in today's khutbah, I wanted to suggest 5 ways to virtuously achieve good mental well-being, and perhaps by addressing the way that your mind works, you will be able to lift yourself into a spiritual state that will help you achieve the goals that you've set out for yourself. Unfortunately, a lot of people within our community may be suffering from levels of anxiety, levels of depression, levels of low mood, and I wanted to equip you with some ideas of how you can look after yourself, how you can improve that aspect of your individual well-being so that you can make the most of the opportunities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts in front of you. So, advice number 1, and all of these are evidence-based. You can look at various NHS resources. All of these ideas that I'm going to give to you are evidence-based as recommended by the NHS. The first idea, the first way to improve your mental well-being is to connect with Allah and connect with the people around you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. But when my servants ask you concerning me, I am indeed close to them. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. Allah is telling you that I will answer, I will respond to the prayer of every supplicant when they call me. Every time you call on Allah, He will answer you. And that is a divine promise. Whether you see the response directly or you don't see it, whether it's in this life or the next, it will be answered. So the first way to look after your mental well-being is to connect with Allah and to connect with the people around you. Doing so will give you a sense of belonging, increase your sense of self-worth. By connecting with the community, you can share positive experiences, and indeed, by connecting with the people around you, you can get emotional support. People who isolate themselves find that they get worse and worse and worse. And sometimes when we see patients, we say to them, you have to kind of just push through that desire to just want to stay at home. You will find the positive experiences in doing so. So how can you connect to Allah? How can you connect to people? Number one, do what you did in Ramadan. Read the Quran daily. By reading the Quran daily, you're connecting to Allah. Number two, do plenty of dhikr. Remember Allah, whether you're by yourself or whether you're with people. And thirdly, engage in some sort of community activity. And I'm sure you've attended previous talks and khutbahs where we've really emphasized this point. But there's a lot going on around you. You just need to engage. By doing so, you will connect to Allah, you will connect to the community, and your mental well-being will get better. Just ask people who've done it. Tip number two, be physically active. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the interesting thing is that this evidence-based advice is actually rooted in the Quran and the Sunnah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-mu'min al-qawi khayrun wa ahabbu ila Allah min al-mu'min al-da'if fi kulli khayr." That the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. But there is good in both. Well, there's good in both. If you're physically active, then there is evidence to show that your anxiety and your depression, your feelings of anxiety, the state of anxiety, the state of being low in yourself will actually get better by sheer exercise. And it's one of the advice and therapeutic interventions that is offered to patients. The recommendations now of the NHS is to try and exercise 3 to 5 times in a week for about enough to make you sweat or breathe heavily for at least about half an hour. And not only does it improve your mental well-being, it actually reduces the risk of long-term conditions, which is another bonus, one less thing to worry about. So, plan your day, plan your weeks that you build in exercise. It implements the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, and indeed it improves your mental well-being. Tip number 3, try and learn something new every day. What's the dua that we make to Allah? Rabbi zidni ilma. Oh Allah, increase me in knowledge. Rabbi zidni ilma. Why? Because knowledge elevates, knowledge sustains, knowledge nourishes. What was the first word that was the first verse that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read. So knowledge is vital, knowledge is important. From a point of view of your mental well-being, it increases your self-confidence, increases your self-esteem. Knowledge gives you a sense of purpose. You have something that you're aiming for. And it allows you to connect with others. You've got more things to talk about. Let's say that you start to read about the birth and death of a star. You can connect with people who love that star. You can start talking to them about supernovas and this star and that star and oh, how exciting. You can connect. It builds your confidence and your self-worth. So how practically can you learn something new every day? Learn a new verse, number 1. Learn a new verse. Memorize the Quran. Take a verse a day. Memorize it. And by doing so, you'll be able to not just elevate your rank in the hereafter, but actually you'll get more confident in yourself that you can achieve things. And secondly, you start to read books. It's unfortunately the age of TikTok, and I'm looking at the youngsters. I mean, maybe the elderly here watch TikTok, I don't know. But the youngsters in particular, you know, TikTok, you're flicking through video after for hours. I mean, what's that all about? Back in the day, I say this as if I'm like 60, but back in the day, people used to read books. And now you're just flicking after people dancing in front of the camera. What's that all about? Read books. Books nourishes your mind, it nourishes your soul, and it improves your mental well-being. Who cares about people dancing? Tip number 4, give to others. Give to others. The third pillar of Islam is zakat. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged sadaqah. Give to others. And you don't necessarily have to give financially. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may allow you, give you the ability to give others. Allah may give you something small and you give that for the sake of Allah, Allah will replace it. So just even if you're poor, it doesn't mean that you cannot give financially. But giving to others does not necessarily mean financially, exclusively in financial terms. You can give to others. Prophet he said, تَبَسُّمُكَ فِي وَجْهِ أَخِيكَ صَدَقَةً. If you smile in the face of your brother, it's a sadaqah. So smiling to others is a form of charity, it's a form of giving. But you can smile, you can just donate financially, you can donate your time. We have one brother, I mean many of you know him, subhanAllah, he set up the carpets here yesterday. He brought his son and his nephew, and he just came and did it. So that when we're ready for today, the same brother, he washes people for janazah. So the janazah prayer, he washes. He goes out, this is someone in this community. He goes out and every week he distributes food to the homeless. And subhanAllah, he does this so much and so quickly that the people around him said, look, you've got to give us a chance for us to do something ourselves. So give to others. Giving will give you a positive feeling, that positive feeling that you're doing something constructive. It gives you it strengthens your self-resolve, your self-purpose, your self-worth. And by doing that, you'll feel better. Finally, pay attention to the present. The final bit of advice is to pay attention to the present. This is a snazzy term that they now call, they label it with mindfulness. Be in the present. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. That it is the believers who are successful, those who are humble in their prayer. Why is this idea of khushu' and humility so important in your salah? Because you're present. You're there, you're standing, you're realizing that you are before the one who created you. That you are before the one who, that anything that comes, his might is so great and so beyond what you can think of, that anything that comes to your mind, that Allah is other than that. Allah does not have eyes to look at through like we do, or ears to listen through like we do. That whatever comes to your mind, Allah is above and beyond that. And then you're standing in front of Him, and you're saying, "Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim," guide us to the right path. Think about who you're worshipping. Think about who you're in front of. Be there in the present. Mindfulness has a lot of evidence around it, and it's been really encouraged, left, right, and centre, wherever you go, really. But mindfulness is evidence to show that it improves your sleep, that it relieves stress, and actually, if you suffer from chronic pain, let's say you have, fibromyalgia, chronic joint pain, chronic back pain, mindfulness is good evidence to support the promotion of mindfulness in trying to treat your chronic pain. Be there in the present. Don't think about what am I going to do next week? How am I going to pay this gas bill? How am I going to do this? The cost of living is increased. How many likes have I got on my TikTok dance? Don't think about all these different stresses that you may be facing in your life. Be there in the present. Yes, you have to address that. Put your trust in Allah, and then you will do it. So, and the final thing to say about being in the present is explore nature. Go out for walks. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encourages you to do that. So, the 5 tips that I wanted to share with you today is how to increase your own mental well-being. Number one is to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and connect with the people around you. Number two, be physically active. Number three, learn something new each day. Number four, give to others. And finally, number five, be present. Be present in the moment that you're in. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Wa lillahi alhamd. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونسترشده ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله. Just a quick reminder of the variety of different activities that exist here. There's the Friday study circle, there's the Quran teaching on Sunday mornings and in Sunday school, and then there's a Seerah class in the evening, as well as the youth activity during the week. So there's a lot that you can engage with. Just pick something and engage with it. And inshallah, Allah will elevate your rank, and through that give you barakah in your life. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها فنعم المولى ونعم الوصير. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. كل عام وأنتم بخير. عيد مبارك. And inshallah we will see you around. If you can leave your bar outside, please. The next so Friday is and medical grounds. We're a dying breed. I don't know. A dying breed. I'm working in Acox Green and King's Horse. Give me 1 second. So Friday is 8 o'clock. Sunday is 8. Come to the Friday. Everyone, so we can get the next one. You'll get واحدة بتسلم عليك. This is Ubaida's daughter.